PM to English. My honored panelists, Yang Berhormat Haji, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I would like to say thank you for the invitation to Leaders Magazine, for having invited me to be a panelist in this discussion. I have to, at the very offset, explain that, as what was mentioned, I'm basically an engineer by training. I'm not an economist. Sometimes when we talk about economics, I feel like fish out of water. I never did like having to memorize all the percentages and, for growth and deficit and so on and so forth when I'm asked to debate economic policy, particularly in the Parliament. In Pakatan Rakyat, I am not the past representative overseeing the question of economic policy. As Saudara Khalid mentioned in the first debate that we met in Nico, Pakatan Rakyat works based on a committee overseeing each cabinet. I'm in the committee overseeing transport and overseeing the national fuel policy. As far as economics is concerned, it's Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad. But I suppose as far as Haji is concerned, it doesn't really matter, because as far as past is concerned, in his latest tweet, maybe it's in the latest tweet or the one before that, he said that past is a party that's illiterate as far as economics is concerned. So I suppose anybody past sense, it's no problem for him. That's even though we've been governing the state of Kelantan for over 20 years, and I think as far as the performance of the state is concerned, even though we are, how do you say, anak tiri, somebody who's not given the kind of recognition and treatment as we should be in as far as the federal policy is concerned, we've managed well, and I think that our debt for the state is steadily reducing. We call it very prudent governance, and that's in far contrast from what's been achieved by the state of Johor and the Barisan Nasional, which I believe is currently on the brink of bankruptcy with a state debt of almost 1 billion. Yeah? So as far as the 10th Malaysia Plan is concerned, I think we all agree, and it's acknowledged even by Barisan Nasional, that the economic policies of any nation is not going to be implemented in a vacuum. Right? You have to make sure that the situation within the society, the institutions within the society are compatible, are strong enough to ensure that a reasonable or how do you say, very optimistic economic policy is implementable. It's not a question of just coming out with a policy without referring to the strengths and the weaknesses of the state in terms of its skilled labor, in terms of its national unity, and in terms of its economic strengths, and coming out with promises as to the kind of growth that one wants to achieve within a 5-year or a 10-year plan. And I think this is a fact that's being acknowledged even by Barisan Nasional, even though they have been acknowledging this all the while, but nothing really has been done to put these things right. And as what we can see, the question of government, the question of government transformation, as being espoused or being elucidated by the Prime Minister, it's something which addresses issues which have long been a problem as far as businesses, as far as the question of developing the economy is concerned, and comes up with 6 new key result areas. When you read that, you get the impression as though all this while, all these areas were of no concern, evidently, to the Barisan Nasional administration, even though we are talking about basic things, like quality of life for low-income households, improve basic infrastructure, to improve quality of education, the question of reducing crime, abolishing corruption, these are the items which they talk about government transformation with new key result areas, as though these were things which were never existed in the past. And this is the kind of impression that you get when you read it, as though this is something which they have just realized. The use of the term new in itself is, to me, rather mind-boggling. At the same time, besides the question of the bureaucracy, the question of economic strategies, you have got the economic transformation, 12 new key economic areas, the new economic model, and so on and so forth. So all these issues are being raised and are being discussed or presented by the government because they realize that economic policy, like the 10th Malaysia Plan, which has such high ideals and high objectives, will need a strong social institution to ensure its progress, right? Also affected by non-economic factors such as national unity, the question of one Malaysia. This is something which, again, is being, as far as the Barisan National Government is concerned, is a ding-dong issue, which for at one moment they're talking about national unity, at another moment UMNO is taking up the flag of Malay, Ketuanan Melayu, and so on and so forth. So these are issues which will affect, obviously, the success of the economic policy. Investor confidence, right? So now we've seen how, in the question of the FDI, the investment, as far as foreign direct investment in Malaysia is concerned, we are in the weakest in the region, where it's gone down by 81%. And this is obviously affected by various issues, including the question of the crime rate, including the question of the independence of the judiciary, level of education that's existing within the society, tertiary education, within the workforce. When you talk about the need to develop a workforce which is highly skilled, you want to make sure the high-income earners and so on and so forth. You want something which is innovative and creative and so on and so forth. You need a workforce that is highly trained. We understand that this has been mentioned in the 10 Malaysia Plan, but obviously when you're talking about transformation of the society, when you're talking about the transformation of the economy, it's not something that's going to be achieved overnight. However, while acknowledging all these weaknesses, we see that the Barisan National Government has set fantastic targets to be achieved within the 10th Malaysia Plan. When you look at the targets, you look at the reality within the society, the acknowledgement that you need to transform government, the acknowledgement that you need to transform economy in Malaysia, you're taken aback. When you undertake this fantastic, or how do you say, big task of transforming government and transforming the economy, yet at the same time you expect to be able to maintain the kind of achievement which is, well beyond what you've been achieving all this while. In the 8th Malaysia Plan, for example, the GDP. What was being targeted for growth of about 7.5%. What was achieved was 4.7%. In the RMK 9th Malaysia Plan, what was targeted was 6%, and what was achieved was only 4.2%. And at that time, you're not talking about transforming government, you're not talking about transforming economy, you're not talking about shifting from one kind of technology to a higher and bigger money earner kind of technology. Yet, when you present the 10th Malaysia Plan, you present a rosy picture saying that you're going to achieve a 6% growth